Am I the a-hole for not wanting anything to do with my dad's current family? I, 26F, grew up in a complicated situation. My parents divorced when I was about 4 years old after my dad cheated on my mom with a much younger woman. The divorce wasn't just painful, it was traumatic. There was violence involved, screaming matches, and awful scenes that I witnessed far too young. My mom was devastated. That woman, the one he cheated with, wasn't just a mistake. She turned into his new wife because she got pregnant. And I'll be honest, I've never been able to fully forgive that. Despite everything, my mom, the amazing woman she is, always encouraged me to have a relationship with my dad. She never badmouthed him in front of me, no matter how much he hurt her. She made sure I had time with him and let me be daddy's little girl. And for a while, that's what I was. I had a relatively happy childhood in that sense, two separate parents who still loved me in their own ways. But something always felt fractured. One of the promises my dad made to me, over and over again when I was little, was that I'd be his only child. That might not seem like much, but to little me, it meant the world. I carried that promise like it was sacred. And then suddenly, she got pregnant, and that was it. The promise was broken. I didn't go to their wedding. I couldn't. It felt like everything he told me was a lie. But the worst part? My stepmother isn't just the woman who took my dad. She's not a good person. I saw it even as a child, though I couldn't fully understand it. She used to send threatening emails to my mom. I read some of them, and they were vile. Even when my parents were already divorced, she would show up at our house and cause scenes, screaming in the driveway like something out of a soap opera, all because my dad dared to visit me. That's the kind of woman she is. And with me? She treated me with this fake sweetness when my dad was looking, but the moment he wasn't around, her tone would shift. It was all subtle. Those snide little comments, the manipulative digs, the cold stares. I would tell my dad, hoping he'd see it, but he never did. Or maybe he didn't want to. Over the years, he kept trying to force this image of a happy blended family on me. He wanted me to bond with her, with my stepsister and with my half-sister. But every time I tried to fit into that picture, something deep in me said no. It wasn't about jealousy or bitterness. It just didn't feel right. I felt like a puzzle piece they were trying to shove into the wrong box. Now that I'm older, I've started to reflect on my past more seriously. I've been with my first serious boyfriend for over a year now, and it's been such a healthy, loving relationship, something I never thought I'd have. Because of him, I've started to really dig into my wounds. I want to heal. I want to grow. And part of that process meant revisiting the past I kept buried. I spoke to my mom, remembered things I had blocked out, and started seeing the truth of what I lived through. The infidelity, the manipulation, the broken promise, and most of all, the feeling that my dad's current family was built on top of a lie, one that hurt me and my mom deeply. So I decided to confront my dad. We had a long, emotional conversation. I told him everything I felt, that I'd never forgive the cheating, that I loved him as my dad, but that I needed boundaries. That moving forward, I would continue our father-daughter relationship, but I didn't want anything to do with his wife, his stepdaughter, or even my half-sister. I didn't feel comfortable around them. I didn't trust them. And I certainly didn't consider them family.
He cried.
He really broke down. He admitted he regretted a lot. He even told me he had intended to keep that promise, that I'd be his only child, and that he told my stepmother about it. But apparently, she went off birth control without telling him because she wanted to trap him into marriage. I mean, yes, he should have used protection too, but the whole thing just made me feel sick. He told me he only married her out of a sense of obligation, that he didn't love her, and that he never loved anyone the way he loved my mom. Were those excuses? Maybe. Maybe not. But they didn't change anything. For a moment, it felt like he understood. He respected my decision and gave me space. But lately, he's been back to his old habits, gently pressuring me to give them another chance, saying things like it would mean a lot if we could all be together, or hinting that maybe we could go out as a family. It's like we never even had the talk. It's infuriating. I'm biting my tongue every time I speak to him now, trying not to snap. I already made my stance clear. My boyfriend, bless him, thinks I might be a little harsh. He even suggested maybe my stepmother changed, maybe she grew as a person. But I'm not sure I want to find out. I've been hurt too many times to take that risk again. The truth is, I don't hate these people. I just don't want them in my life. They're not my family. They never felt like it, and they never treated me like I was part of theirs. I've spent my whole life trying to heal from wounds they helped cause. And I finally have a life I love. I don't want to poison it with fake relationships and forced family dinners. I know my dad's family will always be his family, but I don't want them to be mine. And now I'm wondering, am I the a hole for wanting them out of my life? Once and for all?